Hello, my dear friend. Take a slow breath with me. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold, and exhale softly through your mouth. You've arrived at Mend Within, a place where every part of you is welcome. Right now, as you hear my voice, I invite you to soften your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and allow yourself to be fully here, fully present. You might be curious about shadow work, or maybe you've been feeling something stirring inside you, an unease, a pattern repeating, a sense that there are pieces of yourself you haven't fully met yet. Wherever you are on this journey, know this. You're safe in this space. You're not broken. You are whole. Even as you heal, the mystery of the shadow. The word shadow might sound a little dark, even scary. But in psychology, especially in the teachings of Carl Jung, the shadow is simply the part of ourselves we don't see clearly. It's not evil. It's not wrong. It's simply hidden. Think of yourself as standing in sunlight. In front of you, you see your hands, your feet, the familiar parts of your personality, your kindness, your sense of humor, your talents. But behind you, where the light doesn't reach, there's a shadow made of all the things you've pushed aside. Maybe when you were a child, you were told, "Stop crying, you're too sensitive. Don't be so loud, you're too much. Good girls don't get angry. Strong boys don't feel fear." So you hid those parts. The sensitivity, the anger, the fear, they didn't disappear. They moved into the shadow. And now, as an adult, you might feel an outburst you can't explain, or a sadness that feels endless, or a yearning you can't name. That's the shadow speaking, asking to be seen. Why the shadow matters in healing. You might wonder, why should I even look there? Isn't it better to stay positive? But here's the paradox. True positivity comes from wholeness, not from pretending. When you deny parts of yourself, you live a divided life. When you welcome them, you become integrated, stronger, softer, more alive. Shadow work is not about wallowing in pain. It's about meeting your pain with compassion so it no longer controls you. It's about finding the hidden treasures in the places you've avoided. Think of a garden that's been overgrown. Beneath the weeds, there are seeds waiting. Shadow work is the process of gently clearing, tending, and allowing those seeds to grow. Common signs your shadow is calling. How do you know if your shadow is active? Here are some gentle clues. You overreact to something small and later think, that reaction wasn't just about today. You feel drawn to people who are bold, expressive, or free, traits you've hidden. You feel an inner critic telling you you're never enough, no matter what you do. You have recurring dreams or memories that bring strong emotions. These are not signs that you're broken. They are invitations. Invitations to turn inward and listen. A guided reflection begins. Let's try something together. If you're in a safe, quiet space, close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath. Feel your body resting on the chair or floor. Imagine yourself standing in a gentle light. Behind you is a soft shadow, not frightening, just a part of you that's been waiting. Turn slowly and look toward that shadow. You might see an image, a color, or even a younger version of yourself. Smile softly. Let them know, I see you. I am ready to listen. Stay with that image for a few moments. The doorway opens. When you open this doorway, emotions might rise. Tears, anger, longing. It's okay. Breathe. You're not here to judge those emotions. You are here to witness them, to say, you are welcome. You belong. We've only just begun this journey together, and already you've taken brave steps. Listening, imagining, softening. In the next part, we will go deeper, exploring how to gently work with your shadow through journaling, grounding, and self-compassion. A gentle history of shadow work. Let's step back for a moment and look at where this idea comes from. Carl Gustav Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist in the early 20th century, was fascinated by the unseen parts of the human mind. He noticed that people often showed only a portion of themselves to the world, a mask, or what he called the persona. But beneath that mask, hidden in what he called the unconscious, lived all the traits, desires, and wounds that weren't acceptable to show. He named this hidden part the shadow. Jung believed that to live fully, we can't ignore our shadow. If we do, the shadow acts out in ways we don't understand, through projection, through sudden rage, through patterns we keep repeating without knowing why. Imagine living with a roommate who never speaks, but keeps moving her things around, hiding her keys, turning off the lights. That's what an unacknowledged shadow feels like. Confusing, frustrating. But when you sit down with that roommate and say, "Let's talk," things begin to change. How the shadow shows up in everyday life. Let's bring this closer to your daily life. Think of a time you felt jealous of someone. Maybe they had confidence you wish you had. Instead of just feeling bad, ask yourself, what part of me wants to express that confidence to? That's your shadow showing you a gift you've hidden. Or think of a time you judged someone harshly. Maybe someone was loud or emotional, and you thought, they're too much. Could it be that there's a part of you longing to express more, but you were taught not to? That judgment can be a mirror, revealing what you've buried. Even in dreams, the shadow speaks. Recurring dreams of running away, being chased, losing something. These can be whispers from your shadow, asking you to slow down and listen. Journaling as a tool. One of the most gentle, powerful ways to work with your shadow is through journaling. Here's a practice you could try tonight. Find a quiet corner and open your notebook. Right at the top of the page, what part of me do I hide? Let your pen move without judgment. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Write whatever comes. Anger, sadness, silly dreams, even things you think are wrong. After 10 minutes, stop and breathe. Read what you wrote with kindness. You might discover a younger voice in those words. A part of you saying, "See me, love me." A guided visualization, meeting the inner child. Let's go deeper with a visualization. Close your eyes if you can. Feel your breath, slow and steady. Imagine you're walking down a soft forest path. The sunlight filters through the trees. You hear birds, the rustling of leaves. Ahead, you see a small clearing. In that clearing sits a child. They're holding a box. Approach slowly. Look at their face. Maybe they look like you when you were young, or maybe they're simply a feeling. Kneel down and say softly, "I'm here now." You don't have to hide anymore. The child looks at you, eyes wide, unsure. Hold out your hands. Let them place the box in your palms. Open it slowly. Inside might be memories, colors, emotions, all the things they hid. Breathe deeply and whisper, "You are safe. You are loved. You belong with me." Integration takes time. When you do this work, you might feel waves of emotion. Sometimes, after a session of journaling or visualization, you might feel tired or even sad. That's okay. Integration is like learning to walk with all of yourself, not just part. It takes time. It takes repetition. There'll be days you feel open and clear, and days you feel heavy again. Gentle reminder, you are not failing. You're simply unfolding. Create a small ritual to honor this process. Maybe light a candle after journaling. Maybe place a small plant on your desk. A reminder that growth is slow, but real. Practical daily steps. Let's turn these insights into daily practices. Morning check-in. What part of me needs attention today? Evening reflection. Where did I feel triggered? And what might that reveal? Weekly self-care. Create something, draw, write, sing, without worrying if it's good. Let your shadow speak through art. These small steps build trust between you and the hidden parts of you. Over weeks and months, you may notice a softening, a peace. A true story, meeting the shadow in real life. Let me tell you a story. A woman I'll call Lena came to shadow work feeling exhausted. She had always been the good girl, helpful, agreeable, never complaining. But inside, she felt resentment boiling over. At work, she took on extra tasks. At home, she held back her tears. One day, in a simple journaling session, she wrote these words. "I am so angry and I don't know why." That anger was her shadow, the part of her that had been silenced. Through months of journal work, Lena realized she had every right to feel anger. She began setting boundaries, saying no when she needed to. Her relationships shifted. Some people didn't understand, but Lena felt lighter, truer. Her shadow wasn't an enemy. It was her strength waiting to be claimed. Another story, a man and his hidden grief. There's also Daniel, a man who had never cried in public. He believed, as many do, that strong men don't cry. But after losing someone dear, he felt numb instead of grieving. During a guided meditation, he saw himself as a small boy holding a broken toy. In a vision, the boy said, "You never let me cry." Daniel wept that day, alone in his room for the first time in years. It didn't make him weaker. It freed him. His shadow held tears that needed to flow. When he welcomed them, he found peace. Advanced exercise, dialoguing with your shadow. Here's a practice you could try when you feel ready. It's called dialoguing with your shadow. Take 2 pages in your journal. On the left side, write as you. Why do I feel so stuck? On the right side, let your shadow answer freely, even if it surprises you. Because you never let me speak. Continue the dialogue for a few pages. Ask questions. Let answers arise. You may discover that your shadow is not cruel. It's simply unheard. Visualization, the safe room. Close your eyes. Imagine building a room inside your heart. A safe room, warm and soft. In this room, your shadow can sit with you. There's a chair for them, a blanket, gentle light. Invite them in. Ask softly, "What do you need me to know today?" Wait, listen. Maybe you hear words. Maybe you feel sensations. Thank them. Let them know you'll come back to listen again. Emotional waves. Sometimes after deep inner work, emotions rise unexpectedly. You might find yourself crying in the middle of the day or laughing without knowing why. Let those waves come. Let them wash over you. Healing is not linear. It's like the tide. It flows, retreats, flows again. Each wave carries away a little more of the weight you've been holding. Affirmations for integration. Let's speak some affirmations together. I welcome every part of me. I'm strong enough to hold my own shadow. I listen with compassion, not judgment. I am healing, even when I can't see it yet. Repeat these softly. Feel how your body responds. Sometimes a single sentence, spoken with sincerity, can plant deep seeds. Building a support system. Remember, you don't have to do shadow work alone. Consider sharing your journey with someone you trust, a friend, a therapist, a support group. Hearing your story out loud can bring more light into the shadow. And when someone holds space for you without judgment, it's like a second lamp in your inner room. Transition to next practices. As we move forward, we'll explore even deeper exercises, including meditative art practices, body-based awareness, and ways to release stored emotions gently. You've already done something brave. Listening this far, opening your heart. Stay with me. The next part will guide you further into integration so that your shadow becomes not a burden, but a source of wisdom. Embodying shadow work. The body, the senses, the art. Now, my friend, let's shift our attention from thoughts and stories to the body. Our bodies carry what our minds often forget. That tightness in your chest when someone criticizes you. That heaviness in your belly when you feel shame. These are echoes of your shadow living in the body. Instead of pushing them away, what if you could sit with them? Take a breath now. Close your eyes and scan your body from head to toe. Notice where there is tension. Put a gentle hand on that place and whisper, "It's okay. I feel you. I'm here with you." A somatic practice. Let's try a short somatic body-based practice together. 1. Sit comfortably, feet touching the ground. 2. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6 counts. 3. While breathing, imagine roots growing from your feet into the earth. 4. Feel the stability beneath you. 5. When you sense an emotion arise, maybe anger, fear, or sadness, notice where it lives in your body. 6. Breathe into that spot. Soften it with each exhale. This simple practice helps integrate the shadow not just in your mind, but in your nervous system, expressing through art. Sometimes words aren't enough. Your shadow might speak more clearly through colors, shapes, or movement. Here's an art-based exercise. Take a blank page and a set of colors. Without thinking, let your hand move. Scribble, draw, swirl. Don't judge it. Let the page hold your hidden emotions. When you're done, look at it with curiosity. What part of me want to come out today? Some people find a swirling storm of reds and blacks. Others find soft greens and blues. All of it is valid. All of it is you. Dance and movement. Another way to embody your shadow is through movement. Find a private space. Play a piece of music that stirs emotion in you. Let your body move without choreography. Let your arms swing, your feet stomp, your hips sway. If tears come, let them flow. If laughter bursts out, let it ring. You're giving voice to parts of you that have been silent. Movement is primal. Before we had words, we had rhythm. Through dance, through sway, you say to your shadow, "I hear you." The Integration Journal. After these practices, journaling can help weave the experience into understanding. Here are prompts you could try. What did I feel in my body when I thought of my shadow? What colors or shapes came through my art? What surprised me during movement? What are these hidden parts need from me now? Write without censoring. Let the words tumble out. Sometimes, reading them later, you'll notice patterns, clues about what your shadow is trying to teach you. Compassion check-in. Take a moment now. Place both hands over your heart. Feel its steady beat. Say softly, "I'm learning to love all of me, even the parts one once feared." Feel the warmth of your hands. Feel the rhythm that has carried you through every moment, even the hardest ones. Let gratitude fill you, not for the pain itself, but for your courage to face it. Releasing guilt and shame. Many of us hold shame in our shadow. Shame says, "There's something wrong with me." But here's the truth. There is nothing wrong with you. You've simply learned to hide parts of yourself to survive. Now you're learning to bring them home. If guilt arises, ask, "Is this guilt teaching me something or punishing me endlessly?" If it's teaching you, listen. If it's punishing you, thank it and let it go. You deserve freedom. A letter to your shadow. Let's try something powerful together. Take a notebook and write a letter. Dear shadow, thank you for protecting me all these years. Thank you for carrying what I couldn't face. I am ready now to know you, to hold you, to learn from you. Love, when you finish, close your eyes and imagine placing this letter in your heart. Your shadow hears you. Your shadow feels you. You've now explored shadow work not just in thought, but in body, in art, in movement, in words. Each time you do these practices, you build a bridge between who you've been and who you truly are. Take a deep breath now. Inhale, hold, exhale. Feel the ground beneath you. You are here. You are safe. You are whole. In the next part, we'll dive into even deeper integration, how to bring this work into relationships, daily life, and long-term growth. Our shadow doesn't just live inside us. It dances between us and others. Think of someone who triggers you deeply, a friend, a family member, a partner. Often, our strongest reactions to others reveal something about our own shadow. Maybe you're irritated by someone's confidence. Pause. Could that confidence be a part of yourself you disowned? Maybe you're hurt by someone's distance. Pause. Could that distance echo your own unspoken needs? Instead of blaming or shaming yourself, use relationships as mirrors. Ask gently, what is this showing me about me? Jung called this projection, placing our hidden qualities onto others. The next time you find yourself judging someone harshly, try this exercise. 1. Write down what bothers you about them. 2. Then ask, where does this live in me? 3. You might be surprised at the answers. Maybe you've denied that quality, or maybe you long for it. This doesn't mean the other person is perfect. It means they're giving you a clue about your own hidden landscape. Working with your shadow also helps you set healthier boundaries. When you acknowledge your anger, you can say, no, that doesn't work for me, without guilt. When you acknowledge your fear, you can ask for support instead of pretending you're fine. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors you choose to open or close. Your shadow helps you see where those doors need to be. Even in your career, your shadow appears. Maybe you're afraid to speak up in meetings because you've hidden your voice. Maybe you overwork because you've hidden your need for rest. Try journaling after a workday. Would I hold back today? What part of me wanted to speak? Then, in a safe space, practice giving that part a voice, even if it's just on paper for now. When you do shadow work, you begin to speak from a deeper place. Instead of saying, you always hurt me, you might say, when you said that, I felt something old inside me. Something I'm learning to heal. Notice how this invites connection instead of conflict. People may not always understand, but they will feel the authenticity in your words. If you have someone you trust, try this together. Sit facing each other. One asks, what part of you do you find hard to love? The other shares, slowly. Then switch. No fixing, no advice, just witnessing. Witnessing another's shadow can deepen intimacy in ways words can hardly describe. At the end of each day, try writing down 3 moments when your shadow showed up and what you learned. For example, I got jealous today, and I realized I long for more creativity. I felt anger, and I realized I need to rest. I cried, and I felt relief. Gratitude isn't just for the light. It's also for the shadow, because both make you whole. Shadow work is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong relationship with yourself. Some days you'll feel open and light. Other days, old wounds will resurface. When they do, remember, healing is not a straight line. Every step, even a small one, is progress. Consider creating a dedicated space for your shadow work. Even a small corner with a candle, a plant, and your journal. Each time you sit there, your body learns. This is where I meet myself with love. Light the candle. Breathe deeply. Let the ritual ground you. Let's speak some closing affirmations together. All of me is worthy of love. I am safe to feel, to express, to heal. My shadow is my teacher, not my enemy. Every day, I grow more whole. Repeat them softly. Let them sink into your heart. Close your eyes one more time. See yourself standing in that forest clearing from earlier. The child is there again, But now they're smiling. They take your hand, and together you walk forward into a warm light. Feel the peace in your chest, the steadiness in your breath. You are not alone. You never were. If emotions rise after this video, let them. Drink some water. Rest. Place a hand over your heart and whisper, "Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Self. I am here. I am whole. Thank you for walking this path with me today." Your willingness to look inward is a gift, not just to yourself, but to everyone you meet. As you integrate these practices, may you find freedom, peace, and a deeper love than you ever imagined. Remember, you can return to this practice anytime. The shadow will always be there, not as a threat, but as a guide. Until next time, my friend, take a deep breath, carry this light, and know that even in the darkest places, you are growing, you are healing, you are whole. From my heart to yours, thank you.